Hi there. On weekends, we do reruns so that yours truly can take a couple days off. Look for a fresh new episode on Monday. Meanwhile, please enjoy this episode for this day from a previous year. I thank you so much for your indulgence and loyalty, and have a great weekend. Hi there, and welcome to this day in history for February 11th. February 11th is the 42nd day of the year on the Gregorian calendar, with 323 days remaining to the end of the year, or 324 if it happens to be a leap year. Today's word is metamorphose. Metamorphose is a verb that means to change into a different physical form, to strikingly change the appearance or character of, to undergo metamorphosis, to cause rock to undergo metamorphosis, or to become transformed. This word comes to us through French from Latin, a combination of words that meant comprehensive or beyond, and change or form. First known use of the word metamorphose is 1576. Metamorphose. And with that, we're going to start on February 11th in the year 55 AD, when a boy named Tiberius Claudius Caesar Britannicus died under mysterious circumstances on the eve of his 14th birthday. In those days, one was considered to have come of age at 14, and so just before his 14th birthday, he died under these mysterious circumstances. And why do we care about this? Well, it is that he was the only living flesh and blood male descendant of the Roman Emperor Claudius, which made Britannicus heir to the Roman Empire. Unfortunately, Britannicus's mother, Messalina, was a victim of her own self-centeredness, ambition, and unworthy desires. Even though she was married to Emperor Claudius, Messalina had pursued a handsome young Roman nobleman named Gaius Silius, who apparently had some ambitions of his own. Silius and Messalina plotted to get married with the idea that Silius would adopt young Britannicus, and their idea was, roughly, that they would overthrow Britannicus's father Claudius, and with Britannicus reasonably in line to be the next emperor, Messalina and Silius would be neatly positioned to serve as regents, which means that they would be directing the show with Britannicus out front as the emperor, as he was at the time still too young to rule on his own just yet. These two did get married, even though she was actually still married to Claudius. And guess what? Claudius found out. The emperor of the Roman Empire, Claudius, found out what his wife had done, and maybe about their plot too, and ordered that she and her boyfriend be put to death. In addition, Claudius ordered a damnatio memoriae, or condemnation of memory, regarding Silius, meaning that anything representing Silius, such as statues, artwork, images, anything, was to be destroyed. In the meantime, Claudius's niece, Agrippina, and her son, Lucius Domitius Ahenobarbus, being extended family and all, they were always around. They were there every time the doors were open. Any kind of extended family event or state events, they were family, so they were there. Lucius Domitius was about 4 or 5 years older than Britannicus and overshadowed Britannicus in many ways and with every opportunity that he could. And that certainly didn't change after Britannicus's mother Messalina was gone. Eventually, Claudius got lonely and decided to marry his ever-present niece Agrippina and adopt her son Lucius Domitius. When Claudius adopted Lucius Domitius, Domitius got a new name, and it was Nero. Nero. You might have heard of Nero. Nero is famous for being a truly awful, terrible emperor of Rome. But you probably haven't heard of Britannicus before. That's because as the boys grew older, Nero pushed himself to the forefront, became more prominent. He had his own eye on becoming emperor, but here was this little matter of Claudius's own flesh and blood's son Britannicus, who would certainly supersede Nero as candidate for emperor, and people kind of liked Britannicus better anyway. Anybody with a lick of sense did. Britannicus's father, though, Claudius, died in October in the year 54, most likely poisoned on the orders of Agrippina. Poor Claudius. Agrippina had her own poisoner. So, these 4 months later, on the eve of his 14th birthday, when he would officially become a man according to Roman tradition, there was a big dinner where Britannicus was poisoned with something that was so instantly effective that it was said that Britannicus lost both voice and breath. This story just goes on, but that's the main thing, that on the eve of his 14th birthday, Britannicus mysteriously died. On February 11, 1808, a man named Jesse Fell burned some anthracite coal in an open grate as an experiment in heating homes with coal. Anthracite is a metamorphosed type of coal that contains a high carbon content. It burns differently than wood does, and hotter too. And this experiment of his appears to have been successful, as coal has been used to heat homes for quite a while now. This is the birthday of Thomas Edison, born February 11, 1847. He was an engineer, businessman, and inventor. Pretty busy guy. The top 3 things that pop to my mind when I hear Edison are light bulb, phonograph, electricity. Edison died in 1931 at the age of 84. Today's song is Stayin' Alive by the Bee Gees. Stayin' Alive was released in 1977 as a single from the Saturday Night Fever soundtrack and became one of the Bee Gees' signature songs. By pure coincidence, Staying Alive is one of the songs whose beat and timing are perfect for the timing of compressions when giving CPR. And of course, the words help one remember that too. As of February 11, Staying Alive is entering its second of 4 weeks in the #1 spot on the Billboard Hot 100, February 11, 1978. Staying Alive. Link in the description. And I think that's going to do it for us today. Thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Feel free to share this video with the link in your email, messaging, or social media. If you enjoy this series, you can check out the playlist that contains these videos. I'll put a link to that in the description. That description lives on YouTube, so for other platforms, I'll include the link to my blog page that is called No Really. You can also find me on Rumble, BitChute, and all those links in that description. Alrighty, that's all I can think of right now. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time. Do not disturb.
Okay, I turned Do Not Disturb on.
Good job. January 2nd, the 16th. It's all written in Roman numerals, so I had to translate it. Hopefully I got that pronunciation close. Yeah, Annie's ready to go. Flinging happiness all over the place. All right, back to work.